I'd like to share that last night during our team leader meeting, Al Moria showed me that a wonderful soul has passed, a lady named Wangari Maathai, Wangari, W-A-N-G-A-R-I, Maathai, M-A-A-T-H-A-I, and she was a Nobel Prize laureate. She won the Nobel Peace Prize a number of years ago for her work in Africa. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about her. In yesterday's Livingston Enterprise, there's an article from the Associated Press. Wangari Maathai, the first African woman recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize, died after a long struggle with cancer, the environmental organization she founded said Monday. She was 71. Kenya's most recognized woman, Maathai won the Nobel in 2004 for combining environmentalism and social activism. She was the founder of the Green Belt movement, where over 30 years she mobilized poor women to plant 30 million trees. In recognizing Maathai, the Nobel Committee said that she had stood up to a former oppressive regime, a reference to former Kenyan President Daniel Arap Moi, and that her unique forms of action have contributed to drawing attention to political oppression. Maathai said during her 2004 acceptance speech that the inspiration for her life's work came from her childhood experiences in rural Kenya, where she witnessed forests being cleared and replaced by commercial plantations, which destroyed biodiversity and the capacity of forests to conserve water. Although the Green Belt movement's tree planting campaign did not initially address the issues of peace and democracy, Maathai said it became clear over time that responsible governance of the environment was not possible without democracy. Therefore, the tree became a symbol for the democratic struggle in Kenya. Citizens were mobilized to challenge widespread abuses of power, corruption, and environmental mismanagement, Maathai said. Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga said, Maathai's death strikes at the core of our nation's heart. I join Kenyans and friends of Kenya in mourning and the passing of this hero of our national struggles, Odinga said. Hers has been heroism easily recognized locally and abroad. Professor Maathai has passed on just when the causes she long fought for were just beginning to get the attention they deserved as threats to the survival of the human race and that of our planet. The United Nations Environmental Program called Maathai one of Africa's foremost environmental campaigners. The UN agency recalled that Maathai was the inspiration behind UNEP's, UNEP, UNEP's Billion Tree Campaign, which was launched in 2006. To date, more than 11 billion trees have been planted as part of the campaign. Wangari Maathai was a force of nature. While others deployed their power and life force to damage, degrade, and extract short-term profit from the environment, she used hers to stand in their way, mobilize communities, and to argue for conservation and sustainable development over destruction, said Akim Steiner, the executive director of UNEP. Tributes also poured out for Maathai online, including from Kenyans who remember planting trees alongside her as school children. One popular posting on Twitter noted that Maathai's knees always seemed to be dirty from showing VIPs how to plant trees. Another poster noting Nairobi's cloudy skies Monday said, "No wonder the sun is not shining today." A longtime friend and fellow professor at the University of Nairobi, Vertestine Mabaya, said that Maathai showed the world how important it is to have and demonstrate courage. The values she had for justice and civil liberties and what she believed were the obligations of civil society and government, Mabaya said. She also demonstrated the importance of recognizing the contributions that women can make and allowing them the open space to do so. Her quest to see fewer trees felled and more planted saw her face off against Kenya's powerful elite. At least 3 times during her activist years, she was physically attacked, including being clubbed unconscious by police during a hunger strike in 1992. The former president, Arap Moi, once called Maathai a mad woman who was a threat to the security of Kenya. And also on news.com, or maybe it's voanews.com, environmentalist and Nobel Prize laureate Wangari Maathai died in Kenya's capital late Sunday after a long battle with cancer. Even amidst the jubilation over winning the Nobel Prize, environmentalist Wangari Maathai put her beloved Kenya first. Shortly after receiving the honor in 2004, Maathai described to VOA what the victory meant for efforts to halt the massive deforestation in our country. This recognition in many ways endorses the campaign and brings it to the foremost so that leaders in this country can really realize that protecting the forest in this country is a matter of life and death, said Maathai. Her life's work has been to protect Kenya's forests from politically elite land grabbers. Maathai also spoke out for the rights of women at a time when most Kenyan women had little public presence beyond the homestead. Maathai was a major figure in the pro-democracy struggles of the 1980s and 1990s. During her work, she was routinely harassed, beaten, tear-gassed, and jailed. But she also achieved a litany of firsts. The first woman in East and Central Africa to earn a PhD. The first woman to chair a department at the University of Nairobi. The first woman in East and Central Africa to be appointed as a professor. The first African woman, an environmentalist, to win the Nobel Peace Prize. It is this spirit of perseverance that her colleague Edward Wagini most remembers. Wagini is Deputy Executive Director of the Green Belt Movement, an environmental, civic, and women's rights advocacy group Maathai founded in 1977. What we have lost is somebody who has the courage of conviction, a person who focuses on an issue, who doesn't really look at the people who are going to be applauding her, said Wagini. Wangari Maathai was born in central Kenya in 1940. At a time when it was rare for Kenyan girls to go to school, she graduated from Loreto Girls High School in 1959 and went on to complete a bachelor's degree in biological sciences from Mount St. Scholastica, now Benedictine College, in Atchison, Kansas. She then earned a master's degree at the University of Pittsburgh and a PhD at the University of Nairobi. In the 1970s, Maathai became active in several environmental and humanitarian groups in Nairobi, consulting widely with women in rural areas. It was then that her passion for tree planting took root. Ever since the creation of the Green Belt movement, more than 47 million trees have been planted in Kenya. Her work also involved education campaigns and linking environmental degradation with bad governance. Following the pro-democracy struggles, Maathai was elected a member of Parliament for Tetu in the 2002 elections and was appointed Deputy Minister for the Environment. 2 years later came the Nobel Peace Prize. Since then, Maathai has headed up several international efforts, including a United Nations campaign to plant 1 billion trees as part of a global effort to fight climate change. But for all the accolades, awards, and honorary degrees she has received, colleagues and friends say Wangari Maathai had her 2 feet firmly planted in the ground. She was very, very much connected to the grassroots, a person who would be able to interact with the lowest person at the grassroots, but at the same time be able to speak at the highest levels, said Edward Wagini. So she was able to link the two, the international stage and sitting down under a tree with women discussing issues at that level. Dr. Catherine Lore is a Ugandan doctor whose office is near the Green Belt Movement office in Nairobi. She says her neighbor was forthright, down-to-earth, and inspiring. I reflected back on the day when she received the Nobel Prize. I came running here with palm leaves and a long, tall pot which I put in front of the door there. So today I'm shedding tears of joy because today we are celebrating the life of a truly actualized African woman. Wangari Maathai died in Nairobi, September 25th, while undergoing treatment for cancer. She leaves behind 3 children and a grandchild. El Moria would like us to know that almost immediately upon her transition, Wangari Maathai made her ascension. And she is known in heaven as Mother Maathai. And that's Maathai. You have the Ma and the Thai, Thai, like in Thailand. This is a Renaissance woman, and when I saw this article and looked at her picture, the radiation flowing from it was tremendous. My whole body was electrified. And some of you may recall that at one conference we showed a portion of a video, I believe. I'm thinking it was a New Year's conference down south, either in Texas or Arizona. And I showed part of this one on the Nobel laureates. And so Boyd is going to try to find that on this DVD that I brought today. We can't play it today, but hopefully we can show part of it Thursday if that works out. So you can do your own research. Here is another Ascended Lady Master. El Moria said that she is aware of what we are doing already. She will support us on our pilgrimage. She encourages us to plant trees wherever we are, to follow Anastasia's inspiration, to plant trees in our space of love and our kin domains. And I can just tell you that this being is a tremendous being of light. And what a light bearer. So praise God for Wangari Maathai, Mother Maathai. We claim your mantle. We thank you for your sacred work upon earth on behalf of the African women and on behalf of elementals, the trees, and all life everywhere.